Hey, hello everyone. How are you all today? So, in the last class, we had completed what do you understand by the term banking, and then we have also understood the history of banking with the specific dates or the years which I have told you to remember. That would be the first bank of the world, the first bank of India, the first modern bank of India, the first bank of India which was liquidated, the Imperial Bank of India, which was considered as a central bank before the introduction of RBI, and many others. After that, we also discussed about the Imperial Bank of India in 1955 to be turned as the SBI, making it one of the oldest banks still working in India. Today, we'll be talking about basically characteristics and features of banking. So, I hope you have gone through both the videos of बैंकिंग ओके आई हैव मेड वीडियोस इन हिंदी एज वेल एज इन इंग्लिश सो अगर आपको वीडियोस कम्प्लीटली हिंदी में चाहिए तो उसका एक अलग प्लेलिस्ट है उसका जो भी लिंक होगा मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल दूंगी and if you need the entire playlist in English, that also will be available in the description box. So let's start with a quick recap of bank and then we can move forward with the characteristics. Okay, so let me just use a highlighter here. Meaning of bank: a bank is made, or you can say the word bank came from a German word. So the original word was the German word which means joint stock fund. So this is one of the good information you need to know. A bank denotes a financial institution dealing in money. Whenever we talk about bank means any institution, any organization that deals with money. I'll give you one simple example for this. Suppose you are opening a bank, or you are going to visit a bank, or any kind of bank. Any kind of bank deals with money. One important thing, you could give me an example, ma'am, like blood bank. Blood bank doesn't deal in money, it deals in blood, but that is not a real bank. It is just a name given because blood is collected there and given to those who require. That is not an actual bank. I am here talking about an actual bank. So whenever I talk about actual bank, it means any institution which is dealing in money. So dealing in money is a key aspect here which you cannot ignore. A bank is an institution that is prepared to accept deposits money and repay the same on demand. The system of banking is very old and some was prevalent in Greece, India and Rome. So I could say the oldest bank in the entire world were from Greece, India and Rome. In India, we used to have, before independence and long before that, we used to have sahukars in villages or baniyas in villages who used to give loans to farmers at a very high interest rate. You might have seen the same in the movie Mother India. So any of you, if you have seen the movie Mother India, you would have seen the character of Lala, who used to exploit the farmers by providing them loan at a very high cost and used to take benefit of the farmers who were illiterate, who did not understand the calculations. So that was a kind of unethical practice, but it was prevalent long ago. But these sahukars or banyas, they used to give financial services or banking services to the entire village. This is the meaning of bank. So what is bank? Bank is an institution or a linking pin between those who want the money and those who have the money. They bring together both of them and then they provide services like giving the loans, saving the account, saving your amount, giving interest on your deposits and all. Moving forward with this, yes. A banker is a person or a corporation deals in credit and money. That is, it accepts the deposit from those who want to commit their wealth to safety and earn interest thereon, and lends money to those who need through checks and advances and loans of various sorts. So first you need to understand what is a banker. Long ago, like I could say 100 years ago or so, we used to have individuals and organizations who acted as banks. For example, the Sahukars. Whereas right now, these are not considered as bank. So as of today, if I want to talk about bank, it should be an organization, that too a company. Only a company can be considered as a bank, or else other institutions, other organizations, other people cannot be considered as banks. But long ago there was a practice. Whereas if I talk from this particular point, it accepts till this one. This is the same explanation which I gave you in the introduction video, the first video of banking. Like, what is a bank? Bank is an institution which helps those people who want their money to be set aside, saved, and they want to earn interest. Whereas it gives the money or lends the money to those people who require the money, who want to do business, who want to you can say make home, or who wants to educate themselves. So they take different kinds of loans. It could be a business loan, a house loan, education loan. So bank acts as a linking pin between those two parties, the person who has money and the person who requires the money. Okay, so this was the basic introduction of bank again. Okay, a basic revision. Now let's talk about the characteristics or the features of bank. So first is dealing in money. I already told you that any kind of bank, if I talk about any bank in particular, every bank shall be dealing in money. Each and every kind of bank will deal in money, no matter what. It could be a public bank, it could be a private bank, it could be a government bank, and so on. Second is, yes, a bank can be individual, firm, or company. But if I talk about today, it should be only and only company. Whereas in the past year, in the olden days, if I talk about, individuals and firms acted as banks, but this is not a practice used today. That was an old concept. So you need to remember, individual, firm, and company can be a bank, but as of today, who do we consider as banks? Companies. The third one is acceptance of deposit. Banks do accept deposits. It could be like fixed deposit, or in savings account, current account, recurring deposits. All kind of deposits are kept with the bank. Bank is responsible for the safety of these deposits, and bank also provides interest on these deposits. The next is giving advances. It could be like loan or credit. So what does the bank does? The bank takes the deposit amount, okay, keeps it with itself in a safe manner, and then some portion of these deposits is given as advances, loans, or credit to those people who require at a higher interest rate. So suppose like in savings account you're going to get 4% interest, and on a particular loan bank is charging 8% interest. So the difference of 4% is basically the profit or the earning for the bank. So this is how the bank earns the profit. The next one is payment and withdrawal. Yes, this is the function of bank. Whenever you open a bank account, you can withdraw your money, you can pay your any amount from your bank account to someone. You can give a check to the other person, and you can receive the check also, and you can put that amount in your account. So receipts and payments, payment and withdrawal are the functions that is given by banks to the account holders. The next would be agency and utility services. This is one of the very important and easy. See, suppose I made what do we say? I'll take an example here. Suppose I did a business, okay, with someone. I did a business, and this is me, Aditi, and this is a person named A. Okay, so A sent me certain goods. Okay, I bought certain goods from this particular person named A. Fine. Then what happened is I had to pay him the money. Okay, but cash was not available. So what I did was I gave him a check of the amount duly signed, and the A what he did was he took the check and he deposited the check in his bank account. Now what will happen? My bank is going to make a payment to his bank on my behalf because I gave a check. So here bank is representing me, bank is acting as my agent. In the same way, if I receive the check and if I deposit in my bank account, so bank will take the amount from the other party on my behalf and will put the amount in my bank account. So what exactly is happening here? Bank is acting as my agent, bank is helping me with various utility services. For example, I can pay my electricity bill online, I can recharge my mobile online. So what is this? These are the useful functions given to us by the bank. So bank acts as agency and provides utility services. The next one is profit and service orientation. Banks are not non-profit organization, these are profit organizations, and thus they earn profit. So if banks want to earn profit, what do? They provide you with loans at a higher interest rate and they take deposits at a lower interest rate, and the difference is basically the earning of any bank. So make sure you remember that these are profit making organizations. These are not NGOs or non-profit organizations who does not believe in profits. No, they make profits. These are organizations who make profit every year. The next point is ever increasing function. This is a bit complicated, but it can be easily understood with the help of an example. So let me give you a simple example. Suppose in the year 1980s, if I talk about 1980s, at that time, if you go to any bank, okay, you will get basically only two services. They deposit your amount and you can withdraw your amount with the help of a check. These are the only basic things. Whereas in 1990, you could deposit, you could withdraw, you could issue check on somebody's name. That was also possible. If I talk about 2000s, ATM was introduced with the help of debit card, and you could withdraw not only in your banks but also in the ATM machines. If you have ATM machines near your house or your offices, you can go there, just put your debit card and you'll get the amount. So this was introduced, but you still could deposit the amount, you still could withdraw the amount, you still could issue checks to certain parties. In the year 2010, credit cards were issued, where even if you don't have the money, but if you have the credit card, you have the credit from the bank. So suppose if your credit card limit is 50,000, even if you don't have 1 rupee in your account, you will be able to spend 50,000, but you have to repay the amount to the bank. So this is credit card. Then we had debit card also. Deposits were made, withdrawals were done, check books were issued, and passbooks were also issued, where you could update your passbook and see how much balance is there, and you could keep track of your transactions. Now if I talk about 2020, okay, just see how the list of functions is increasing. I'll just make a list right now. We can do NEFT, RTGS. If we want to transfer a huge amount immediately, we can do that by both. Then IMPS, that is immediate payment systems. We can do mobile banking, we can do internet banking. Then we do have debit card, we do have credit card, we do have deposits, we do have checks and passbook and everything. Now if you see, the scope is increasing, don't you think? First, in 1980s, bank used to do only two functions. But as the years are increasing, as the years are going by and the technology is updating, now the functions of the banks are increasing day by day. You can also say like the Demat account is in the hands of banks, and you can open the Demat account so that you can trade your shares, securities in the Demat account. Now, don't you think the functions are increasing day by day, year by year? This means ever increasing functions. So if you are in a banking sector, the functions or the role which you're going to play is going to increase day by day, is going to increase year by year. So the functions will always increase in the banking sector. The next is connecting link. Yes, bank acts as a connecting link between whom? Between the people who have the money and the people who need the money. So it acts as a linking pin between both of them. The last is banking business. There are two more points. After banking business, we have one more point. Banking business means if an organization is involved in banking business, that organization should only be involved in banking business. That bank cannot be involved in any other business. I'll give you one example. Axis Bank. Axis Bank provides banking services. It helps you to open a demat account. You can put your FD, you can put money in FD savings accounts, you can open an overdraft account, you can buy a credit card of Axis Bank. This all you can do. These are all the banking activities. But what if I say Axis Bank has started selling flats? Or Axis Bank has started a real estate business? That would not be possible, because if an organization or an institution is doing banking business, then the organization can only do banking business or related to banking, like demat account, insurance. This can be done, but apart from banking they cannot shift their business, or they cannot open any kind of business on the same name. So here even there are big banks like SBI, ICICI, Bank of Baroda, Axis Bank, which have huge profits, but they cannot use these profits to have a new company or to have a subsidiary company of their own who are doing a completely different business. So the banking people can only do the banking business. They cannot involve themselves with any other kind of business. The last point is banking name or the name identity. Any bank you can think of, it could be SBI, ICICI, Bank of Baroda, Axis Bank, any bank you can think of will have in their name the word bank, either bank or banking or banking company. So this is compulsory that every bank must have any of these names in their bank official name, like Axis Bank. So they have the name bank, Bank of Baroda, State Bank of India. So every organization, every bank should have any of these words in their name. That could be bank, banking or banking company. So these were the characteristics and the features of bank which we are able to complete today. In the next coming videos, when you are going to see, we'll start with the primary functions of banks and the secondary functions of bank. So stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel, and if you have any doubts you can just mention in the comment section. I would love to help you all. Okay, bye everyone, take good care of yourself, study hard.